3.
So make sure everything is up.
1 on 1.
Make sure we're up on the air. Are we live? Let's see.
Still says waiting.
Yep, we're live.
All right.
We are definitely
Here we
live.
go.
What's up, guys? What's going on?
There we go.
Had a quick live stream for you before we did anything else. I know a lot of people are like, Ryan, where's the Xbox video? I'll get to that when I get to it.
Okay.
But,
I don't know what Pitch Black says. Wow, Xbox dropped the ball today. Is he saying that like they fucked up, or he's
the
saying
show.
like,
He's talking about
they
the show.
did?
He's talking about the show. That show
Yeah,
was bad.
because
He said it was
I think
bad.
that show was bad, and the Halo Infinite reveal was bad, and we'll talk about that.
Yeah. But
we're gonna piss off. I mean, like, if there's Xbox guys out there, I know there's a lot of honest Xbox guys out there that were also underwhelmed with that.
Yeah.
And I feel your pain. I feel your pain. I think even PlayStation and PC guys like sympathize with the Xbox dudes right now. It's not.
It wasn't
Microsoft.
what we were. It wasn't what the hype levels was putting out there. That's for sure.
No. Yeah.
Shout out to everybody here. I'll get started on that after this, but I wanted to surprise you guys with a special guest. Man, shout out to this guy, and shout out to you guys for showing up. Got the one and only FritangaPlays in the building. What is up, my brother? Welcome.
Are you sure there's only one? Everybody tells me that.
Is there? I don't know.
I've seen
Do I have a duplicate?
I've seen parody Twitter accounts, parody YouTube channels. You know, I think there's more than one Fritanga. I think I've seen guys like there's so many like not YouTube channels, but like Twitter accounts that instead of like plays Fritanga or Fritanga, you know, they'll change it up. I'm like, okay, there must be more than one Fritanga at this point.
Gotta be several Fritangas out here. I'm like, you know, but hey, you never really know. But shout out to you, man. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah. No, it's a pleasure to be on. I've learned slowly over time. It's better to always just know the people you're going to be joining on their show ahead of time before ever just saying yes and joining.
Shots
There's
fired.
some people that have There's been some people that have invited me that I didn't look into at first, and then when I did look, I was like, oh fuck.
Ouch.
I'm not going to be involved in that.
Hey, I mean, what can you say? What can you do? That's just, I guess, how it is, right? That's how what they say. That's how the cookie crumbles. And the end of the day. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but okay. So, shout out to. I hope you don't mind me saying this. Shout out to Colt Eastwood. I don't think Microsoft has anything left to blow their load on Sony. I think like Sony hasn't even tried, and what they've shown so far has still been more impressive.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely have to start with that. I know you just saw the Halo Infinite gameplay. After all the hype, after all the marketing, and all the words around this, the buzzwords, the 4K, the 12 teraflops, the numerous people on Twitter coming at PC guys saying that this is on par with a what, Fritanga? 2080 what?
With the 2080 Ti.
So
according to Microsoft's reports.
Hey, after all these reports and everything of that nature, what do you have to say about Halo Infinite? Again, I'm glad I got you on it. There's a PC gamer's perspective on it too.
Wait,
what do you think about it?
Wait, that was Halo Infinite and not Halo ODST?
Oh,
I thought that was Halo ODST. My bad.
Halo Infinite, guys. We finally saw it.
Look, I'm going to be real with you. I do not know when there was the last time Microsoft has ever updated the engine they use for Halo, because
they said they built it from the ground up, though, didn't they? For this one?
I don't know. That don't look built up from the ground up for me. That looks like it's still using Halo 5 assets. But on top of that, it always seems to me like the Halo engine has always stayed the same. And right now, it seems like overall, I guess there's higher fidelity textures and like good lighting, decent lighting by the looks of it. But there was a lot of pop-ins, and this was running on a Series X, and there's some frame dips here and there.
It was definitely in rough shape, that's for sure. Yeah, it had pop-in. It had a lot of that.
I don't think. Like, they were promising people, this is going to fucking blow your mind when you see it. And I was thinking, they're probably going to make some big, like, Destiny version of Halo, Or Halo version of Destiny. That's what I was thinking Halo Infinite was going to be. Hence Infinite. I thought it was going to be, like, mass multiplayer or some shit. Because I wasn't doing too much research on the game. But I was like watching little snippets of like Phil Spencer saying shit. I don't know if it was Phil Spencer, but I was told that this would have like mass destruction or some shit.
They said
I only saw, like,
mic drop moments was a thing for this show. A lot of mic drop moments. I didn't really see nothing that was like a mic drop type of moment, unless you want to count like all games being Game Pass day one. Probably that's the mic drop type of thing, because I'm pretty sure that's the strategic way of this. Like all the games that we saw, despite if we liked them or not for Fritanga, they're probably Game Pass day one. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably going to be their trick going against PlayStation. At the start.
You know, I will be honest with you. I'm guilty of this. I love Game Pass.
So it might be Game Pass.
I have my criticisms of Game Pass.
Yeah,
but I think Game Pass is an awesome deal if you're a PC gamer, especially. I don't know. Like as a PC gamer, I don't mind taking advantage of so many servers. Like I don't mind taking advantage of Sony being like, "Yo, here's our games," or Microsoft being like, "Yo, here's our games and our services." I love taking advantage of that shit, you know, because why not? But I don't really see how Halo Infinite's going to benefit from Game Pass in the sense. I think everybody's going to play it, and then more people are going to dislike it. I can't judge how good the game is going to be, but from what I've seen, I haven't seen anything that speaks Halo's back, baby. It's just like Halo.
Like here's another. It's still here. This time we're being accompanied by still current gen, but we're happen to be going to next gen. You know, it's kind of felt like that. The basis. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's up, Brittany? Everybody in here, hit that like button. Share this around. Welcome. But I think on some real dog, I really do think that they just pulled a bait and switch type of thing. Because you remember the original like CG trailer we saw? It looks so much more crisp and clean from the CG trailer.
And you know what's crazy though? It pains me to say this because don't get me wrong, anyone in the comment section. I'm not a part of the console fanboy war or anything like that.
Yeah,
but,
me neither. Yeah.
But that CGI trailer for Halo Infinite still didn't even look as good as the in-game graphics for The Last of Us 2. You know what I'm saying?
That's hard.
That's harsh to say, I know, but that's how far back Microsoft is in terms of developing engines.
Yeah.
Like they don't have many games that stand out that really like you look at it and you're like, wow, that's what the results of like I guess investing in this console is, you know?
Yeah.
Microsoft has just not had. I mean, I guess the most beautiful thing I've seen from them was Rise, Son of Rome, and to be fair, I think Rise, Son of Rome is a little underrated.
I do too. That could deserve.
I really enjoy the combat in that game, and I think like there was a solid foundation they could have built upon there.
Mm-hmm.
But like they never. But that was Crytek, and then Hellblade wasn't even by like Microsoft. So it's like you can clearly tell like the standout titles on the Xbox are not things Microsoft has personally been a part of the project. You know, those projects were always going to exist, and it just seems to me like they've done nothing they've done nothing in terms of games. I mean, I think they've really helped the industry with, you know, adaptive controllers, I guess, various affordable boxes, better peripherals, I guess, new services. They're doing a lot for the consumer on that side, but on the side that really does matter to people, the games, it's not been pretty.
Forza, we got. Well, I don't know if you can take this as confirmation, but they showed an engine trailer for Forza Motorsport. So I'm guessing that's not going to be ready for launch for Series X. So I'm guessing that's going to come later. So Forza's not going to be. Yeah.
I mean, I was watching a Colt Eastwood video the other day just to see how he's going to reassure his audience about shit, and he's like, don't believe what the critics are saying. They're not telling you. Microsoft is going to launch with these games. I'm just like, man, those are like. Those are also launching on the standard Xbox.
Some stuff. Like I thought, a lot of the stuff that we were going to see probably more likely had a high chance of being here, but a lot of stuff looks like it's either been pushed back to 2021. Or others is like just not ready to go. Like we know Halo's there because they literally said Halo was going to be a launch game. So we got confirmation there. We know for a fact that Forza Motorsport, from what we just seen with the trailer, that's more likely not going to be there. That's going to be a little later. No talks of Lockhart still to this moment. I know a lot of people are saying, well, this is a game showcase. True, but we're going into August, and usually in August you get pricing for the next gen console and stuff like that. You know, you would think they showcase the Lockhart at some point, or hint at the Lockhart's existence, but they're still not doing that. So many people are wondering about that.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt on that. I just wanted to go over the comment section on the Halo Infinite gameplay demo. I wanted to read some of these to people because that Halo Infinite gameplay trailer is already starting to get a lot of like dislikes because it's not very impressive what we're looking at. And I'm going to be honest with you, neither is Godfall. You know, but I just none of what I'm seeing so far is getting me excited for next gen hardware right now. Yeah. So like, let's see, we're here in the comment section. Like, people in this comment section, it's just a demo. This isn't the final product. Pokemon fans. ... It's like, I mean, it's true, right? It's like a lot of people are already excusing like this is an early build, but it's like, sometimes early builds look better than the final builds, guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen plenty of games where the early build looks better than the final build.
That is true. We have seen that. They call them artistic changes.
Oh, I mean, look
like
at
Spider-Man, in my personal opinion. Like, again, they went like, you know how the original look when we first saw it, it had like that more metallic sheen type of look to the suit,
more puddles.
More puddles. Then they went with the more cloth look in the final product. It's, you get those so often now, and it kind of makes you look at trailers and all these early like leaks of them with like very like with uncertainty. You know, like, is that really what we're gonna get with the finished product? And looking at the damn, you know, all the trailers for Halo and all that. Honestly, I'm not here to say Halo's bad or anything. I just thought it was gonna really blow me away visually. I just wasn't blown away visually.
Don't get me wrong. Anyone watching, I'm not making a final judgment of the game.
Yeah, we haven't played it yet.
For all I know, this could actually be a really good game. But all I'm saying is that if that was supposed to showcase and impress me, it didn't. That's all. I'm just saying. And I'm just also going to go on saying that the Series X did not impress me because the shadow pop-ins on enemies who were not that fucking far away was just, like, unexcusable. And, like, as soon as he drove in with the Warthog, and he gets off it, and like the little grunts are coming, and he's got that elite soldier on the side. As soon as he climbs out of the Warthog, I just see like this dip in the frame rate for
you know what's going to hurt you a little bit more though? I know you were probably were you looking forward to
teraflops. Wow.
No, were you looking forward to Hellblade 2 by any chance?
No, because I knew what I saw in that trailer wasn't what the game was going to look like.
Well, here's a quick little kicker here. They did talk about Hellblade 2 here, but they said that they basically said, hey guys, you want to see the location where we shot the trailer? Here's the location, and the location where we're, you know, basing the game on, the actual island. And I'm like, okay, that's cool on paper, but none of us really care about where the game's being shot. You know, we want to see gameplay. And he goes, you know, expect, you know, more from us. Very, you know, like in the upcoming, in the future. That's what he said. So basically, they showed an island, and that's it. They showed an island, and they showed a small snippet of what we saw before the old trailer, and that's it. So basically, a lot of people have come to the conclusion that Hellblade 2 hasn't even begun development because they're waiting for Unreal Engine 5. It hasn't even begun development.
I watched a Digital Foundry Digital Foundry video that was talking about that Hellblade 2 trailer. And back when they were talking about the Hellblade 2 trailer, like, could it very well be that we are seeing in-game engine graphics here? And, you know, they're doing their old shit. And I was looking, I was like, no. That's not in-game. No, I'm sorry. Like, maybe like they generated that entire trailer on an Xbox, but no, the game is not going to look like that trailer with the realistic facial. It's not. It's just not.
A lot of people were really saying that too. A lot of people saying, we don't know.
Yeah, even the Unreal Engine 5 tech demo didn't look that as good as that. You know, so I already kind of already knew, and like, now that you're telling me, like, some people, there's rumors it's maybe not even in hasn't even been that far into development. I wouldn't be surprised because when they showed us that Halo Infinite CGI trailer, I was wondering at the time, how far in development is this game too? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out to Forte. He put a good comment. He said Halo looked a little rough, but that 60 FPS is a game changer. Next generation won't be about the graphical fidelity. 60 FPS will be the standard next gen. At least I hope so. Honestly, that's what I hope so too, but I don't know.
Actually, so there's been like it was sent to me. Here we go. Let me bring it up here in the Discord. It was sent to me by, hey, it's Miller. Good old chap. He got banned, eh? All right. Hold on. Let me see real quick.
I hope so. That 60 is at least the standard.
No, so there's an article sent to me by friend Mario. I think it was Mario who sent it in the Discord chat about 60 FPS support. And so far, it seems it's going to be a huge mixed bag here.
Unless they're giving you performance modes, maybe. I'm guessing that's probably what they're gonna do. Like they'll probably do 4K the best they can, high fidelity, or not high fidelity, high settings, and then give you an option for the performance for those who want the 60. Because they showed Ori running at 120 frames on Series X.
Oh shit! I can't find it. Fuck it.
Yeah, they showed that.
I don't know. Ahmed's isn't in the chat. Maybe he remembers. But basically, what they said was that yes, ultimately frame rate's going to be left up to the developers. So if there is going to be a standard for frame rate, it has to be like a standard set by Microsoft, not by the developers. So because it's going to be set by the developers, you guys should probably expect quite a bit of 30 FPS. Like, unless Sony and Microsoft are there to tell developers 60 FPS is the bare minimum.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a lot of developers that really care. I mean, some do. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's plenty that care, but not every single one cares. A lot of them feel that frame rate doesn't matter to the overall experience, but in my opinion, it does. It's a game changer, but that 60 FPS was definitely not stable in Halo Infinite. So.
Yeah, it dropped. It dropped. Come on, Forte. You on PC like us? You know a frame rate drop when you see it. That drops.
I see frame rate drops all the time.
That
dropped. I got one the other day. That game was running for me at a perfect smooth 90 FPS.
Oh, really?
With like dips to like 87, you know, and then like I don't know what happened, but like I fell and I dropped all my cargo. And for 1 second, it dipped down to like 55, and then it went right back up. I was like, it was the weirdest thing I'd seen. But I was like, it was something similar. It was something similar to that what I saw in Infinite. I was like, oh, that's a frame dip right there. I saw it from a mile away. Like you know it.
Oh man. Shit. Honestly, though.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Honestly though, like with everything going and how these systems have been advertised and the way the damn people are acting about this, we got to go back to realistic setting or priorities here, right? So going into from this point forward, do you even see like yourself owning a next gen console, or do you see yourself strictly like PC still, and maybe you'll take a PS5 or a Switch? What do you think?
Well, that's the funny thing. I had a Switch up to like last year, and then I sold it because it was collecting dust. And I had I had tried my hardest to invest as much time as I could into it. But like I didn't have a lot of jobs. I didn't have a lot of opportunities where I needed to take it with me, which is what most people get out of it. So I would game with it at home on my monitor, but it just didn't feel right. I would try taking it to the park, but that felt weird. I was like, I don't want to go to the park with the Switch. I want to go to the park to play with my dogs or something. But I did log in a lot of hours to Smash Bros. And I did play the exclusives on it. Granted, I bought them used. And it just didn't seem like I wanted to play it more than my PC, because everything else was on my PC. I had PlayStation games and Xbox games on my PC. So then I sold my Switch for some weed.
Wow.
And then lately I've been seeing Sony and Microsoft and like the support they've been putting on the PC. And I'm gotta say, it amazes me that Microsoft has years of PC experience
Mm.
and then like Sony has a studio come in and just make a better PC port than any Microsoft PC port I've seen. Like Death Stranding is mwah. It's such a great port.
I haven't even tried it on PC. Is it really that Optimus? Is that really
the DLSS support and everything? Oh my god!
So you're playing? Are you playing at 4K or 1440?
No, I'm playing 1440p 90 FPS.
Okay.
Granted, I could do 4K with DLSS on, but I feel I don't really need the DLSS. DLSS, but DLSS 2.0 is like a game changer for this game. You enable it, and like the game looks slightly sharper, and your frame rate like jumps up by like I would say like 20%, maybe 15%. It's crazy. It's amazing how.
Yeah.
And the game supports screen space reflections. So that's pretty cool. It's been a great port.
So you finally get to experience greatness from PlayStation.
Yeah, I will say the render distance of this on the PC is way better than that I've seen on the PS4 for sure.
Yeah,
which is why I originally played it out with my brothers, because I it's a Kojima game. I had to try it,
Yeah, Kojima is.
So I'd go to my brothers and he had it, and I was playing. I was like, "Oh, this is great, but this would be great at 60." My brother's like, "It's never gonna happen, never." And I'm like, here I am, like, "Oh my god." So I think with the way Sony is going on the PC, I think Sony is looking at Microsoft's like, I bet we could eat away their PC market. You know what I'm saying? I think
they are going to get there eventually. I think what Sony's doing is like they're dibbing dabbing. It's like they're slowly going there. It's like they're it's kind of like they're feeding bits and pieces, right? Microsoft's all in, Sony's bits and pieces while still pushing, PS5 and their next one. I do think it was going to get there, because right now we see Spider-Man was like on PlayStation Now and all that, and most of the games that are on PlayStation Now have ended up on PC.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for games like Bloodborne to go to PC. I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if you play Bloodborne, but Bloodborne is on PC. I'm double dipping for sure on PC.
Bloodborne on the PC would be the game that would get me to like take a few days off work. You know what I'm saying? The Bloodborne on PC would be that game. I think definitely that I'm probably not going to be getting a next gen console, because I'm kind of trusting Sony here, to put out some pretty good ports on the PC. And I'm I have a little faith there. And Microsoft, the best thing they've given us is Game Pass, and I appreciate that they're giving us their games, but there's no real reason to own an Xbox if you're a PC gamer. I mean, I know there's
that's the sad part.
I hate hearing this, but when I tell them, why do I need an Xbox? They just get defensive. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. What am I supposed to do?
They'll throw a real unrealistic number at you, like, oh, well, I'm not dropping $5,000 on a PC, or I'm not dropping $7,000 on, and it's like, Fritanga, you can vouch for me too here, right? You don't need to drop $5,000 for a PC to game. Do you not?
No,
you do not need to drop that. I don't know where they're getting this, but they keep saying you need that.
The first PC I ever built was for $560, and it was already better than a PS4.
Yeah, and then the second,
and then I slowly just upgraded it with the GTX 900 series over time. I started with the 960, went up to a 970, finished off with the 980 Ti, and then but that was all out of choice. I only really did that because I wanted to. But this latest PC I got for $1,200. Which is what I wanted, but before it was like there's entry level PCs, and it's like, wow, yeah, you really don't need to pay that much for the console experience. You really don't.
If you want this console experience the game, you don't really need to go all over the top. But if you want like that crazy 4K, then obviously that's a different market. 4K, that's that different market, because 4K has gone up, but at the same time, it's gotten easier with PC over time too. Like, for my rig, I had a pre-built. My pre-built was like 600, like 400, or 500, 600. And then as I got into YouTube and video editing and whatnot, it used to take me an hour to render one video on that old PC. Yeah. So I had to build one with the channel in mind, but also heavy gaming and all that in mind as well. And so I spent about $3,000 into mine.
Yeah. And I always tell people this. gaming PCs are cheaper than multi-functioning PCs, is what I tell them. So I was like, what do you want? Do you want a PC solely for gaming? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, that's fucking cheap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, well, do you want a PC for gaming and streaming and video editing and shit? And they're like, oh, no. I'm like, okay, good, because that shit's expensive.
Yeah, that's expensive.
That's what I tell them.
Or if you want like that super high, if you want that insane eye candy PC like build, then you really gotta throw money at it. Give
them a good Ryzen. Give them a GTX 1660. And they're fucking rocking like a good ass gaming PC right there. Solid.
See, I don't even rock Ryzen. I'm rocking the 8700K. I'm not even rocking.
Oh, nice.
Bro,
that's the same one I have. That's the same one I have.
Yeah, I'm not even going Ryzen. Yeah. Everybody keeps going Ryzen. I'm like,
8700K. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, sorry. I'm Intel. Sorry. What the hell?
Yeah. That's what I'm rocking. Yeah, Intel. Yeah, 8700K. But
I heard that. I heard that in like the Intel lingo.
Nah, there you go. What's up, Salty? Salty says, "Ryan, you still copping that Series X?" No, sir. No, not the way.
So, if you don't mind me asking, how does your overall? So I don't like. How does your overall audience feel towards Xbox, Microsoft in general? I'm curious.
My audience gives Xbox a chance. The thing about Xbox is like because like here's the thing about it too. A lot of Xbox dudes came at me today. They were upset. Some unsubscribed from me today. They was like, "I'm done. I can't take your drug because you're just being biased." And I'm like, the other day because I did a tweet. You can check my Twitter on yesterday. I put out a tweet. There's many people who can vouch for me. Salty's Game can vouch for me. Everybody. I said I'm expecting a great show today. I think they're going to bring it today. Seriously, I think they're going to bring it. We go into the show. As soon as we got into the Halo reveals and all that, everything was just like, what am I watching type of thing, And it was like, this is not really screaming next gen, nor is this screaming you're serious about.
I was you were listening to me watch it. I was legit upset. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I just I haven't expected Microsoft to develop anything that would blow our minds for years now. Okay, I haven't expected it, and so I guess I kind of already went into this because even when I saw that Halo Infinite trailer, they were showing like a zoom out of like the grassy landscapes and stuff. And like I remember Microsoft saying, "Oh, that part right there is in game." And when I saw that, I was like, "That's not very impressive looking, to be honest."
Dude, my reactions to that show is legendary. Like I had people watching at work and were laughing. I'm just sitting there like, "Yo, bro, listen, I'm not feeling these announcements."
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to Brittany. She pretty much she was dead on with the show. Her predictions and everything she was saying leading up to it. It's like, yeah, that's true.
Brian V, why didn't you show up on the King Thrash show for that one-on-one? There wasn't gonna be a one-on-one. It was gonna be like some podcast that they were gonna have with a group of people, and I didn't want to get on because the last podcast I heard from them, they're just kind of like saying the N-word nonsensically, and then like they brought this guy on who said the N-word with the hard R, and everybody just laughed, and I was just like. And then there was like a really bad audio quality, and I didn't even know ahead of time how bad this podcast actually was until someone told me. And they're like, "Wait, you're gonna be on there? What the fuck?" I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Do you see this shit?" I'm like, "Oh."
Damn.
and so I've been learning my lesson to just always like know who you're going to say yes to. I mean, I knew 8-Bit Cloud Gaming because of Twitter, so I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll come on here." And plus, Meds like. Really likes you, so I was like, okay. And I like Meds, even though Meds is dumb and stupid.
He sucks
stupid
Meds games. Now I'm playing.
Meds is stupid. Meds is stupid.
Yeah, it's out the Meds. That's funny.
He's listening. I know he's listening. He's gonna hear that.
Yeah, we're not gonna hear the end of it in the Discord. I don't know if you're jumping on in the Discord, boy. We're not gonna hear the end of it. Like, how dare you, sir, throw shade? But you know how you be. But it's how it is. Like future.
I think I got the whole Halo thing off my chest. I just was pretty ticked
underwhelmed.
off.
It's fine. I mean, listen, it's okay to feel underwhelmed. That's really how I felt at the finished product. It's just like I was underwhelmed.
I was like here thinking to myself, okay, Microsoft has to have something.
Well, they ended it with
and I'm not. That's not even for me. Okay, I don't care about the Xbox brand for my personal use. I just really feel bad for people who have Xbox. you know what I'm saying?
They ended it with Fable. If you're into Fable, they ended it with the announcement. They announced it. They no gameplay at all. It was just like a trailer for Fable. They said Fable, yeah, guys, Fable's coming. It's okay.
I'm gonna say like,
so you got that.
That Ratchet and Clank trailer Sony dropped. I was looking pretty good. I was really impressed with the level transitions and everything.
No popping, different creatures.
It was in-engine, and it was running pretty well. I think it was like 30 FPS, but it still was looking crisp.
Shout out to Alex in the chat. It's my brother. Shout out to Alex.
Oh, what up, Alex, baby?
Alex, crazy,
Alex, by the way, what do you think of Halo Infinite? He'll tell us. Hour of the SSD.
You know what?
So I've been making a lot of PlayStation SSD memes and jokes recently because like the way like I know like most of the people here aren't like this. I'm in open chat. Pull me in. You want to pull Alex in?
He's in the open chat.
Yeah, he's in the open chat. If you want to, or we could keep it one-on-one. Drop him in shortly. I just want to see what he says about Halo.
Just jump in, Alex. You can jump in for a second. We'll just we'll get your opinion on it real quick. It's gonna mess with the layout, but it's fine.
Yeah, I want to see what he says about Halo Infinite. It'll be interesting. I think we can all say in the chat we were very unimpressed. Someone was impressed by 60 FPS, but I'm not because I play 120. You know.
There you go, jump in now. He can jump in now. I had to give him that.
Oh, I know what you mean by it says it fucks up the image too much.
Yeah, it does that.
What is this? Alex is here to freeway now. What's going on?
Alex is here to cut booty cheeks. What up, baby?
All right, it's gonna be quick. Because I gotta get back.
I'm cheating on you tonight.
So yeah, I liked what I saw because it's a combination of Halo 1 and Halo 3. I don't give a fuck about the graphics. It's 60 FPS finally. It looks like Halo 1. Remove sprint from Halo. It doesn't belong in there, for fuck's sake. The grappling hook looks good. Yeah, more Halo 1 shit. I'm an old man. It doesn't look bad. It looks like a Halo game. Hopefully it plays good. No.
There we go. That's okay. Are you impressed?
Am I impressed that they didn't screw up the entire game? Yes. Am I impressed of the game? No.
Yeah, I figured.
Alex, what?
I didn't say that like the gameplay or anything like that looked bad. Like, yeah.
Yo, really? Oh my god, we gotta talk to him off air. Damn.
All right.
Alex, what? Well, there you go. There's a diehard.
It looks fine, but it's not impressive.
Yeah,
I think that's where we're all at right now, right?
It looks fine. It's nobody hating on the game gameplay wise. It looks fine. Yeah. It's just what we were looking at fidelity, and how it was presented. I was just like, yeah, I'm not really.
Well, no. So what else was given on the presentation, if you don't mind me asking? Because I haven't finished the whole presentation. The Halo Infinite was the one I mainly wanted to see.
Mostly trailers.
I thought they were going to show it tomorrow. I guess my timing was off because today's Thursday.
It was definitely today. It was mostly a lot of trailers, and they showed gameplay for Crossfire X. Finally, they showcased their campaign. Honestly, it looked good. It kind of reminded me of Call of Duty, though. You know, like one of those crazy, like over-the-top campaigns with the explosions and the first-person perspective. It kind of looked like that. It looks fine. I'm trying to think. It was another game they showed that actually did. Oh, Everwild. There was no gameplay for Everwild, but it was a trailer for Everwild. Yeah, Everwild does look good. It looks even better with the artistic style, and that was about it. Honestly,
does this presentation overall scream? Does it scream? What's the word I'm looking for? Desperate, yeah. Does it scream desperate to you? Like Microsoft just felt they had to put this out because they needed to, or do you think they put it out because they legit had things to show?
I mean, the way they hyped it up and the way Aaron talked about it, you would think they had like nothing but banger on top of banger on top of banger to show. It didn't really feel like that at the end of the day, just by the way they did it. I mean, they had YouTubers in the pre-show talking about the show, and we were like, okay, maybe they're gonna showcase something, right? They had all these YouTubers talking. One YouTuber admitted that he doesn't even use his Xbox to play games. He admitted that he uses it for everything else. He's talking about DVD player. He's talking about watching content like Netflix. I'm like,
I haven't touched a DVD in years. I mean, years. It's been a while since I've touched the DVD.
Yeah, he's like, I use it for my 4K Blu-ray and all. I'm like, guy, this is a gaming event, is it not? Why do we care about you using it for a Blu-ray player? We want, info.
I mean, that's like the one thing I see a lot of these Xbox dudes always put on the PC guys. It's like, you try to make a pre-built PC that can match the Xbox One X, but you never include a 4K Blu-ray drive.
And it's like,
and I'm sitting here like,
we don't need one to begin with.
I was like, you actually think I would pay for DVDs? What?
We don't.
No.
Like the times, in case they haven't noticed, majority of people with legit crazy builds, we don't have DVD players in our PCs.
Yeah. So did you hear this? I got some Nvidia rumors here.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just rumors, but I never really trust anything any company says, not even Nvidia. But these rumors aren't from Nvidia. These are just some leaks that it seems that the RTX 2080 will be RTX 3080 will be about 20% faster than the RTX 2080.
Yeah, that's what I'm saving my money for. I don't know how much the price
is
going to be on that, but
to me, that's just 20% in what though? Well, it's never specified. 20%, what? Ray trace performance.
I think it's ray trace
overall.
It should be ray trace performance because they were working on fine tuning it, were they not? With the first one.
Yeah.
So
RAM seems a little RAM's a little more underwhelming, but what really seem to be the banger cards that are going to be coming out will be the 3080 Ti and the 3090, which are rumored to both boast like 50 to 60% power over the RTX 2080 Ti.
The question of the day, though,
they're supposed to have about 24 gigs of DDR6 or so RAM.
So we need to upgrade RAM too. So we need a whole new.
No, DDR6. I don't know. No, sorry. It's just the 24 gigs of VRAM on the card itself. Okay. But the rumor is that we will have to upgrade to 12-pin power connector. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, man, Nvidia is actually kind of dropping the ball here. If like this is true, I mean, those higher up end cards, I'm gonna guess like $2,000, $1,000.
Yeah, I'm not dropping $2,000 on a card, but I would.
I'll stick here with my current RTX. All right, I'll be all right. I mean, unless like there's something else. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see. Like I don't ever like. I don't. Yeah, I gotta see some benchmarks.
We gotta see benchmarks to really be safe on this one. Because if we're dropping $2,000 on the card, I want to be. I want to make sure it's legit. The thing of it.
Well, the one thing that's probably going to hurt Nvidia a bit. Well, I don't know. Cheaper cards have never hurt Nvidia, which is strange to me. Like AMD cards, there have been moments in history where AMD cards have been cheaper and just as powerful, and just never sold as well as Nvidia cards. It's just strange. I think it has
speaks for itself.
It's just it's a brand name thing, really. Yeah. But it seems that RDNA 2, or what's going to be with these cards from AMD, is they should be the equivalent of what Nvidia has now, but affordable. And I'm thinking PC gamers are going like the majority of PC gamers are probably going to pick that option, but. Well, I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. I don't know how AMD's like ray tracing is gonna go. I don't know. Like we don't. Every day I'm reading things that are just leaks and leaks, but I don't ever click them because leaks are bullshit. Like most of them are anyway. Some are true, but
some have context that might that adds more.
I don't want to put I don't want to put out videos to my audience saying, oh, Nvidia is going to be 50 to 60% stronger than AMD. I'm not going to put out videos like that because I read a leak. It just feels misleading. I can't do that shit.
I don't know. It's from the way things are going. Like, I don't know, man, because I already told myself I'm getting PS5 because I already know Sony's gonna drop those first party bangers. Like they're just known for those bangers. They're really really great. So obviously I'm gonna get PS5. They got me there. They got me a reason to buy PS5. Series X. I was going to buy Series X, and I was going to commit to buying it. But it's like after seeing this, I don't know. It's like Microsoft's giving me every indication I don't really need it. So more than likely, not going to get a Series X, and just probably just upgrade the rig a little bit more and just go strictly from there, and have that be the combo, PC and that. That might just be the combo.
That seems a pretty good way to go. Yeah.
I mean, because Nintendo's good. I just haven't really gotten back into Nintendo like I wanted.
My biggest question is, how's Nintendo going to keep up now?
I mean,
their standalone, their own games that they make themselves will stand on their own. Like that's for sure. But
yeah, they sell.
Like,
yeah.
But like, I mean, the Switch is not. It's not going to have the third party support we're probably hoping for. Right.
Well, for the later games, I don't see them dropping. Like, for the more like PS5 strictly focused ones, I don't see those dropping for Switch. That's why I think Nintendo's getting ready for like a upgraded Switch, like a Switch Pro, maybe. And that one's probably going to prioritize like. Honestly, what I think for the Switch Pro, I don't even think they're going to do 1440p. I think it's just going to be like a 1080p update, and then it's going to do 60. Probably.
Think so.
Yeah. Because I don't think they're going to go 1440p. 1440p on a handheld would be a little bit more expensive, wouldn't you say, for the system? Be a little bit more expensive for it.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about complaints about the dock and all that junk. Yeah. Unless it's strictly completely handheld and it's not like it doesn't have the features to go on the TV, which would be kind of odd as well. Yeah, I don't know. That would be more expensive. So it would have to be 1080p to stay with the theme. What's up, Danny? Platform, what's up?
So what's your monitor on that you use at home?
So for now, I have a Asus VG248QE, so 144 hertz monitor. It's 1 millisecond. 1080p.
Okay, I have I forgot the model of my Dell monitor. Here, I'll bring it up real quick. Here we go. I have the Dell S2 716DG. It's 144
I'm gonna shock you though what I'm upgrading to. Yeah,
it's got G-Sync. I actually do not know if this monitor supports HDR. I've never really been interested or invested in HDR, but lately I think some games like Death Stranding would probably really benefit from HDR if it has support for it, which I think it does.
Yeah.
But Horizon I do want to play in HDR when it comes out for sure. I just want to see these games running in HDR at a higher frame rate.
But this is
have you ever tried HDR?
Yeah, I tried it on my 4K TV. I got a
How is it?
HDR is good. It really depends. To be honest with you, to be 110% honest, it really depends on the TV. So if you get like a cheap HDR 4K TV, it's gonna look, you might go, yeah, look nice. But when you see the more, the more higher end ones that cost more, the HDR looks much more stunning. And so for the future reference, for me, I'm upgrading my monitor, the Asus, to the X27. And that's straight 4K, full HDR, all that. I'm going all out with that so I'll be gaming on that in the future. But yeah, it really depends on the display, whether or not how that HDR really comes out.
Yeah. So when you first got that 144 hertz monitor, how blown away were you?
So everybody can attest to this too, because I was acting funny on the channel. When you just get so used to it, like, damn, this is so fucking smooth. Like, there's no issues. Yeah. I'm playing with no bullshit. I was like, bro, consoles was fucking. I actually said this in one video. I was like, well, consoles is trash. My audience was like, yo, Ron, what's going on? You turned into a PC at least? I'm like, oh no, I'm just enjoying my freedom. Sorry. And I had to temper it back. I was like, nah, I don't want to be a little too extra. But no, real talk. When you play, the difference between 60, or really the difference between 30 and 144. Bro, you would look at console gaming with like a side eye, like, do I really need that? Like, do I really go back to that? When you play 30, when you jump from 30 to actually 144, it's crazy in terms of that difference. And
oh yeah,
I kind of wish more games were supported. Like, for example, fighters. I would like fighters to take more advantage, stuff like that. That would be cool.
you know, yeah. The thing is, a lot of fighting games, the frame rate is attached to animations.
That is true. Yeah.
Like if you increase that frame rate, it will break animations or some bullshit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that. I'm not part of the fighting community. I can't vouch for that. But for sure, racing games would highly benefit from that.
Yeah,
That,
Forza
like,
is going to look great. It's going to look really, really like fast. It's going to look
the
great.
thing is,
Same thing
people are
with
starting to
Gran Turismo.
take note. People are starting to take note. Well, I mean, like I've always known frame rate mattered, right? Like once I became a PC gamer, but I think the mainstream gaming audience is starting to take note of how important frame rate is because, like Mario Odyssey, like released in 60 FPS,
What's up, Bliss?
right? And like people have tried to get that game to run at 30 FPS to see what it would be like, and it's just wow, it's insane how big of a difference a frame rate can make to a game's like entire feel. Like it just makes the game play better. It makes you more aware of what you can do. Personally, when I play games, I play high, so that's just me. But for me, the real jump was when I went from 60 to 144 hertz with this Dell monitor, and I started playing like games I never thought I would play at such a high frame rate, and I was just like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is where all games should be right here. But I could settle for 60. You know what? I would probably even settle for getting a PS5 for its exclusives if they could all run at least a minimum of 1080p 60 FPS. I would probably get one. Because like that's probably the one thing that keeps me waiting from getting PlayStation exclusives is just the games don't
I think they're giving you the option this time around. That is a good observation. I actually wanted that. I vouched for that, and I know you said people are waking up to the whole performance thing. I actually got attacked because of that. I was like, yo, these consoles are more than capable of 60 FPS, especially this time around. They got better CPUs and GPUs. It's like they can give you the option while still prioritizing, those pretty visuals. They can just give you an optional mode. It's like kind of like what we do with PC when we toggle a setting. And, like now we turn VSync off. VSync automatically enables, 140 or whatever your monitor can take. And it's like that with console. You can do that. So, again, it's like, bro, they can give you the option. The thing is, a lot of developers or a lot of studios, whatnot, don't want to put the effort to give you that option. And people kind of cap for them. It's like, dog, you don't cap for
the thing is, I would just wish the consoles could have more than just the simple mode of graphics and performance, because that's usually the only options I see. Is like if you go, they'll have like the option for performance or graphics. I saw it in Horizon Zero Dawn on my brother's PS4 way back, and I just don't think those options are enough for people. I think people. I think like I understand why Sony, Microsoft probably don't want to give people graphical options because the various like ways they could probably break something. I don't know. I mean, I've never broken anything switching graphics on my PC, but I guess Microsoft and Sony might think that
a lot of people say you have to overclock and all. I'm like, listen, overclocking doesn't break your system. If anything happens, your system will automatically turn itself off. Does it not, Fritanga?
Well, I do. I have one overclock story that's interesting. My first rig was great, but then like near like the last 3 years I had it, I started overclocking it, overclocking the CPU to keep up with the, to be able to keep my solid frame rates high and everything. But it was getting hot. That thing had a heatsink.
Mine did that too. Not too long ago, I thought mine was gonna blow up, like my PC for the first time ever. And it happened when I was rendering a video and I had my overclock thing on and everything. And keep in mind, I have a water cooler, NZXT water cooler. I thought everything was. It felt like it was gonna blow up or something like that because the shit said, "Oh, your PC is at damn 70 degrees right now." I'm like, why is my PC at 70 degrees when I never had this issue before? At 70 degrees.
Well, my issue was. essentially I overclocked it and unlocked the cores, and I left it overclocked for like 3 years because it was stable. Well, near the last year, it wasn't as stable anymore in the overclocking state, and occasionally I would get a blue screen and the computer would just have to reboot. And eventually I started monitoring my temperatures, and I was like, dang, I have to take it back to the base clock because now it's like I've overclocked it. I left it overclocked for like 3 years, and I guess I don't know how it did. It said it was going to be stable, but I guess like over time it just broke down. So why aren't they talking about games? We did talk about games.
Oh,
what's wrong with hardware? Hardware is just as interesting to me. I don't get like.
We talk about games, Bob. So we talking about the future, though. More likely, a lot of us.
If we are going to talk about games, what have you been playing this week?
Oh, come on, Fritanga. You should know the answer. No, not even Death Stranding. You should know the answer to this. Come on,
how about have you been playing that Persona 4 on PC?
No, Ghost of Tsushima. I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay, so I've been playing Persona 4. Oh my god! Like wow. Like, it's so strange to wake up one day and just see Persona 4 and Death Stranding and Horizon Zero Dawn on Steam. You know what I'm saying? It's just so weird. It's mind-blowing. It's like, what the fuck? And, like, just a month ago, I woke up to the announcement of, like, Halo 3 or something. I'm like, what?
Oh, my God. Yeah, like, why do you tell? I'm playing new games, man.
How is Ghost of Tsushima, by the way? It looks very
it's really
very great. Very almost Breath of the Wildish to me.
Yeah,
like,
so it feels like that. It feels like that in terms of aesthetic, but it's got like that classic, like them old school Japanese samurai action flicks back in the day type of vibe. Yeah. You got those vibes with the camera angles and the duels and everything. Yeah. The soundtrack is really great. Customization is pretty good too. And overall, the exploration, it doesn't feel tacked on because it's kind of like you want to explore. You want to go here. You want to explore there.
I'm a sucker. Cool I'm a sucker for like that Japanese environment. Kind of, like Sekiro. Oh my god, Sekiro is probably my favorite game of this gen. Sekiro? For sure.
Sekiro was good, but I don't know. I honestly think, if I was to say, okay, so Sekiro was great because of the combat and everything. I did like it, but it really didn't feel like a samurai game. It felt like you were just mostly it felt like a parry game. You didn't get to parry a lot in that game. Honestly, for me, my game of Gen, holy shit, that's a good question. It's crazy. Bloodborne came out so long ago and is still up there high on my list as like game of Gen. Like it still has been up there. It's like one of my favorite games I played. Obsessed with the game still to this day. Like I can play through that game. Like I can play through that game again. Like if they dropped it on PC right now, I would legit stop Ghost of Tsushima and jump right on that and start streaming.
I hear nothing but praise for Bloodborne, and I believe the praise because I know From Software makes amazing games. Like I love From Software's work. They've been Obsidian and From Software have been like my favorite developers like this last decade. Like they just the past decade they were just and even now they're still making really good shit. But the one thing that really interests me about the Ghost of Tsushima is I'm really digging that combat. That's looking actually really fluid. Like how does
you have different
styles? You're able to is it like Arkham Knight kind of?
So the combat is very like it's like grounded open combat, right? You have different stances to attack with each particular brood or whatever you want. You can use one style and take out a whole bunch of people, or you can experiment and use their weaker, use the style that can actually legit counter that person. So like a big brute, there's a style that takes out brutes. There's a style that takes out guys who have spears. It's really, really good. And what's cool is that you level up. So as you level up, you can get even more combos with them, even more effective parrying towards them. So it's really, really open. Yeah, you can get all this. It does kind of feel like Arkham at some points because like Arkham, you can do like the free flow combat, make it more aggressive or faster. Yeah, you kind of can do that with certain upgrades. It feels like that, but
okay.
It does kind of feel like that at times, but it's really good. It's like, honestly,
no,
Neo.
I like the Arkham combat. That's why this was intriguing me.
I thought Neo had great combat. Like before I was going into this, I was like, damn, it's crazy because I was like Sekiro. I mostly just parried in Sekiro, right? I didn't feel like I was actually fighting in Sekiro. You get what I'm saying? It didn't feel like it. I mostly was parrying and dodging.
I guess
Sekiro
was way more ninja than samurai. That's for sure.
So you were dodging, you were evading, parrying. Yeah, you were parrying, dodging. And if you compare that to Neo, you were kind of like counter killing. Remember that counter strike you can do? Neo had like kind of a better one than that, in my personal opinion, than Sekiro. But I was like, in order for them to be number one, they would have to beat like Neo and Sekiro. They're like in the middle, right? I honestly think they blew both those games out the water with the samurai combat. It's that good with the sword combat.
I gotta check that game out.
It's really good.
Yeah, I bet. Well, the thing for me, Sekiro is definitely it's a rhythm game when it comes to combat with enemies. But the thing is, Sekiro provides you tools, and its level design and enemy design is just brilliant. Its replayability is insane because this was the first From Software game I played where I thought, all right, there probably won't be any replayability because there really isn't any hardcore RPG elements here. But I was wrong because you can replay the game with multiple tools, and just the lore is so fucking cool. My favorite boss fight in that game, people hate this boss fight, but the Demon of Hatred was just amazing because I found out if you discover lore items that
he's the
items
guy
that you craft,
to help you. Yeah,
you can use the whistle and just. It was my favorite game this gen. I say that probably because.
What about the snake?
I kind of feel like it's like From Software's like this is like them combining everything they knew already and putting it in like Bloodborne's fast-paced combat with Dark Souls. Well, actually, there was very little Dark Souls in Sekiro aside from like the campgrounds, camping and resting. I think that was the only aspect of Dark Souls that I really saw in Sekiro. But it's also
what I loved about that is the ending. One of the endings is probably one of the dopest endings like they've ever dropped. It's the one where the Shura ending, where it's like the evil ending, and like he picks up the possessed sword. You see his prosthetic arm is on fire, but then it starts turning like the same color as the sword. But that is such a dope ending. And then you find out in the text it says millions died that night or thousands were slaughtered that night, and then it's like a demon still haunts that place. It's like, oh shit, like that was a good ending. I like that. But
I would love but playing Sekiro definitely makes me want to play Bloodborne a lot more, and I know people are trying to get in on emulator. The thing is, I need Bloodborne at that 60 FPS, man. Like I just need it because when I played my about the history of the abysmal Dark Souls PC port, right? Like back in 2011 when they released the Prepare to Die edition on PC. It was not a good PC port, and for some reason people couldn't up-res the game. Like they could stretch the image out to like their higher resolution, but the game's like overall resolution was still that awful, like 900p, I think. So you had to get DS Fix, which was a mod. But before that, I didn't know that, so I thought like my perception of Dark Souls was just a garbage game with garbage performance, and it's overrated. And then like I got the DS Fix, put it in, and then all of a sudden I was hooked to Dark Souls. Like just fucking whoa! I couldn't play Dark Souls 1 originally because the game ran really bad on my PC anyway, because it was not a good port at all. I don't know about the console version, but the PC version was just not a good port. But that's essentially for me. It's like the frame rate makes that big of a difference. It makes me just want to it's hard for me to progress in a game when I reach an area where I know like the frame rate's just gonna go. And that was probably in Dark Souls 1. That was definitely that area where you're on the tree and it's very poisonous. I forgot that area, but that area's frame rate would like go down to like 15. It was awful. You ever had that experience where you're just playing and all of a sudden like the frame rate's just like
flatline? Flatline. It happened one time, or actually it happened twice. That game that came out Shout out to Geo Corsi and them because they were tweeting this out when we were retweeting like pics of the game and everything. When we were playing it. There was Predator Hunting Grounds. We played it on PC. Predator Hunting Grounds actually does run better on PC. It feels great on PC, but there was a few times where the game would actually stutter a few times. Like in the middle of combat, especially when it just launched and we were going against more aggressive predators. They were at performance did kind of drop a little bit, but they fixed it within a.
Do you remember this? Oh my god, I forgot what the name of the game was already, but I remember it was going to be a huge thing that had my attention. It was a game where you play with a team of friends, and you have to hunt a monster that evolves. Oh, Evolve, right? Was that the name of the game?
Yeah, it's Evolve. Yeah,
Evolve. Oh my god, I remember being so excited for that shit, and so there are a lot of people, and now it's just like free to play and shit.
I mean, you play Friday the 13th, so I don't know about you. Are you getting stats, sir? Don't you like Friday the 13th?
Me? I haven't played Friday the 13th.
No, I'm just playing with you. I'm saying, don't you like Friday the 13th?
Oh yeah. So between all the presentations you've seen thus far in the last, I would say, 2 years between Microsoft and Sony promoting their next gen consoles, because it's been happening. No, it's been about a year. Over the last year and a half, it's almost 2 years. What's your opinion? Think Microsoft's been smacked pretty bad? Or do you think Microsoft has done pretty well?
Microsoft's okay. So if you're talking about the whole gen as a whole, they were definitely smacked.
No, I'm talking about the overall,
show.
Like,
the show they just
no, not the shows. This past year, like the entire back and forth Sony and Microsoft had about their next gen consoles. What Sony has been promoting, what Microsoft's been promoting between the two.
Yeah, Sony's had. I mean, you think about it. Sony still had games to drop for PS4 before they even went into the next gen. Microsoft was just strictly. It felt like they were just all about trying to get as quickly out the door with next gen and get that going. So honestly, I think Sony did more knocking out of the park because they actually had bangers to drop. They had the Last of Us 2, regardless if you like the story or not. That is a banger for them. And Ghost of Tsushima is a good one to end the gen off for them. And, of course, now we know we got we're getting PS5 as well very, very soon, too. So, again, it's I think they've done more, to be honest.
Okay.
Microsoft just fed Game Pass.
Yeah.
What's up, Loris?
Spoilers aside, what are your actual opinions on The Last of Us 2? I don't know if you've beaten it yet.
I platinumed.
Oh, you platinumed it.
I platinumed it. Yeah, people said I hated it, but I platinumed it.
So you enjoyed it then? I
enjoyed aspects of it. Like combat's awesome. Stealth mechanics is great. Yeah, I like aspects of it.
I think it's a little unfair. Solely to so the story does matter. It's definitely probably the
biggest. That's like the biggest.
It's the main course. It's the main course of the meal, right?
Yeah.
And for me, when it comes to eating a plate of food, it's I really like. So say I have mashed potatoes with gravy and chicken and corn, and I'm eating the corn, the mashed potatoes, and the gravy. I'm like, this is great, right? All right, I'm ready to dig into this turkey drumstick now. You pick it up, you're like, oh. What the fuck? It ain't cooked. It's shit. It's all burnt or whatever.
Yeah.
And then also you're like, well, I didn't really have a Thanksgiving meal, but I'll always remember those mashed potatoes.
It was just a part of the game that really didn't resonate with me because it's by that time you get to that that certain part. I'm pretty sure you played it, right? You just you don't.
Played? No, I watched it. I watched it.
Oh, you watched it? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Gameplay. Don't I had to. I watched it over the course of 3 days. Playing it wasn't really something that intrigued me because I've never. The original Last of Us wasn't something I really was brought into by the gameplay. Mm-hmm. I'm not even that sold on the story either, to be honest. The Last of Us 2 is. In my opinion, The Last of Us 2 isn't even Sony's 5th best game. I think Sony has way better games than The Last of Us. But it was solid. It was solid. The story really held together that game. The Last of Us 2, on the other hand, for me is just kind of like I could imagine being a fan who's wanted to play Joel for a long time after all these years, and then and then that ending, and then the game.
The ending really made me go, "What the hell?"
Okay. If you want my opinion, if this game allowed the player to make Ellie's like decisions, like
that's why I think too, like optional decisions. That thing like, that would have been
if this game allowed the player to make decisions with Ellie, and like this was just one of the various outcomes of the game, then it would have probably been the greatest game ever. Like what I'm saying is like
I agree.
If this was just one result of various choices,
right? It could have been like one of like 3 or 4 outcomes.
Yeah. So that's for me. When I first saw like Joel getting hit by the club, I was thinking, well, I'm pretty sure Naughty Dog talked about like decisions, what you do matter. But I guess they were talking about like gameplay wise, like sneaking and stuff. I took that literally like story wise. So I thought, okay, I guess what we were probably seeing was just like a result of one of the like a storyline gone wrong and a various decision. But I didn't know that was actually canon. I was like, oh
yeah,
ouch, ouch, ouch.
What's up, Jackie? Yeah, it just, again, I call it a technical like marvel in many ways, like the way they've used the touchpad, how they've improved the AI. The AI is like phenomenal this time around. The new clicker designs and the way they move and act, the stalkers and all that. I thought they really upped their game there. They really upped the ante. It just, the part where it just kind of made me go, damn, like how can you screw up all this? Is just that, those particular portions.
The game's strength. The game's strength lies in the flashbacks with Joel.
I agree. The flashbacks and then the gameplay.
Probably the game's best moments, and probably what the game should have been. What should have been the growth between Joel and Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
Really, should have just been the growth between those two, and maybe having to face Joel leaving this world mid game or what. I don't know. I can't write. I'm not a game writer, but all I can tell you is that, like someone who does enjoy reading a lot of things and a lot of game stories, that this was not the way to go. I think they were probably expecting the shock factor to like make people think it was genius, think it was different, but like different doesn't always mean better. Like if you're going to go a specific route and it was predictable, how you got there probably matters more than the predictability of the story. And I'm a little bugged out because it's strange that Naughty Dog will go out of their way to make this one NPC you kill as Joel. And by the way, if you kill him, it's choice based. But I guess killing him was canon, because then in the next game you find out that one random NPC doctor you kill,
which they had to
reshoot. The father.
They had to reshot that scene because it wasn't remotely the same as what we saw.
He's dead on the ground, like rotting, and he has like the knife in his neck. And I'm like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me like I was a little mad because I was like, you mean to tell me you gave the players the option? You took away the players' option to spare those people, because in the previous game there are a lot of people that spared those doctors. I was one of them. Yeah. I didn't think that like Naughty Dog would then be like, oh well, no, you killed them. Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't kill them. Yeah. And so like, oh well, that's canon now. And for me, that was like, wow, like
there's no way to do that even on the first game. Like if you try to go near the her with the scalpel, the doctor just goes, I won't let you take her. Stay back. You think he's not going to do anything, and it's like the game won't let you go near Ellie until you kill that doctor. And then obviously there was assistants. Cause I remember that game like back of my hand. There was 2 assistants in there. The 2 assistants weren't in there, so it's like I'm guessing they're saying that's canon that nobody killed the assistants. But I know a lot of people who killed the assistants because I did.
The other part that annoys me is that we're supposed to sympathize, but that same guy was perfectly okay with killing Ellie. So I was like, whoa. Shit, like, your dad was okay with executing that little girl, even if, like, the outcome might not have been what they wanted. Like they're okay with killing Ellie.
A vaccine doesn't mean it's guaranteed to work.
I know. Yeah. And they were okay with killing Ellie in the process, and that's what bugs me the most, because I was like, your dad was okay with killing a little girl. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he wasn't no saint. They did bring back Marlene. I thought Marlene's shots were done perfectly this time around, because the first time they made her kind of look like the villain. How she kind of didn't really care that Ellie was going to die or not. Remember that? So she was like, "Oh, they're going to make a vaccine. Hey, I've been through this, that, and the third. You have been through nothing." And you see that, but now this time around, it felt like Marlene actually cared more. And she was like, "Oh, you're gonna kill? Like, what if that was your daughter?" And she's like, "Yo, I agree. What if that was your daughter, Doc?" And then her daughter's like, "Oh, I would want you to do it if it was me." I'm like, "Stop. Ain't no father gonna kill their own daughter for this type of stuff."
Yeah. There's just other ways they could have gone about this story. I just, a lot of people are trying to like make it a political thing. For me, it's more of like, it's just not good storytelling. Like, I don't care if any character in that game is trans or not, which she isn't, by the way. She's not trans.
Oh,
she's just really ripped.
they kept. Oh yeah, they said that she's not. The person that was the trans character was the Asian kid.
Yes. Yeah, she was. Yeah. Other character, no, she wasn't trans.
She wasn't trans. She was just a girl.
She was just really buff girl. Hell, you even see her titties in the sex scene. But no, she was actually she was a girl, and then like it just kind of really irritated me that there was a chunk of the community who started like saying a lot of like really like
kind of like transphobic I'm like,
shit.
Oh, stop!
And then it puts into perspective. Like, I wonder how big of a chunk hated this game based off of thinking this had a trans person. Yeah. I don't like to think that way. I like to look at it more narratively and see what worked in the story and what didn't. I don't really make judgments and like hate a game because like. If a game has a political agenda, I still don't care. It just goes about how the story goes.
Right, the story's great, and I actually kind of agree or understand it to the point where it's like I'm all in it. I won't really complain. You'll have me talk about it in a positive light, like that's awesome type of approach. But if I really don't dig it, I'm not a fan. I'm not really gonna, I'm not gonna jump off or jump out my seat and go, yeah, this thing was this, guys. Check this out. I just can't do that. And I think it has moments that puts you in there, though.
Yeah. I watched Robin Gaming playing through it, and that guy, he loves PlayStation stuff.
Yeah, I talked to him when he did the review, or not review, but when he was in the live stream.
I was pretty unfair to him a few years back, but he's all right.
He's definitely one of the more honestly, he's one of the more real PlayStation dudes that I personally know.
He's not fringe like JTech, But I could definitely see how much he enjoyed the game when he was starting it. But up to the end, it was just like, I guess that ending leaves you with a sour taste, like a sour taste, a sour taste in your mouth, right? Sour taste in your mouth. I was gonna say,
in all honesty, I know a lot of people give Jay a lot of trash, but Jay's cool outside the whole gimmick and everything he does on YouTube. The thing is, I just think he gets a lot of shit.
I'm not cool with just sending. Dick
I know. I'm not trying to get to that, but that other shit.
I was having fun with JTech and the console peasant stuff until it got there, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah,
done with this guy. I'm gonna move on to Colt Eastwood. Let's see what Colt Eastwood has to say. Oh, blocked. All right, never mind.
Oh, blocked.
Everybody blocked me before. Like, as soon as I make a new Twitter account, these guys just block me.
But there are people in here that they're cool outside their gimmicks. I learned that a long time ago. Like, a lot of people are cool outside the little YouTube personas, but some who really go a little too much into it, and lose their minds over it. That's kind of
in your opinion, though. Mm-hmm. Sorry, actually, I was gonna give my opinion first. Sorry. Thus far, though, between me and you, until Cyberpunk or other games come out, thus far, the best game I have played this year so far has been Half-Life Alyx, and I haven't even been able to play it with my own VR headset. I have to go over to a friend's who has a Vive, and we play it there. And I wasn't sold on VR. ever. Like everybody has like I have friends who have VR headsets and they have VR chat and all that on their PCs and shit. And I'm playing those VR things. I'm like, man, I'm not sold on any of this.
Yeah.
And then they show me like VR demos for like just a bunch of like short games for like VR, and I'm not sold on any of it. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like VR needs like a full like game, full experience, full shit. It's designed right.
You got
and then Half-Life Alyx. VR. Oh my god, Half-Life Alyx blew my mind, and I'm just like, I don't know if I can even go back to traditional monitors anymore. Like oh my god. Like it's like the fact I'm standing there and like one of the Schroeders walks through the city installing power lines and its foot like lands near you and like it feels like it's there and you're like fuck. and then you go inside. You can draw on the board with a marker. You can draw on the glass with markers and they stay on the glass. It's insane. But the amount like you can pick up a cup in the game, like a cup that's on a table, and you can grab all sorts of little miscellaneous little items and drop in that little cup, and they stay in that cup. And you can pick up that cup and wiggle it around. Like the amount of like if you thought Half-Life 2's physics were great for its time, like Half-Life Alyx physics will blow your mind. The gunplay is the most different thing out of any of the Half-Life games. Other Half-Life games were very like rush in their shoot, very combat heavy. Half-Life Alyx is more like killing a single soldier is more realistic. So you have to think about taking cover, loading your gun, aiming like with your actual sight, and using the environments to your advantage. And story-wise, it's pretty good too. But gameplay alone, game design, visually, like you don't think the game is beautiful until you put that VR headset on, and then you look at the ground. You're like, I can see water in the cracks of the tile. Fuck! You can go down.
We're still. To be honest, we're still off though. Before that really starts, the full potential.
Oh yeah, no, dude. It's like,
That's
don't get me wrong. Even the Vive has its limits.
Yeah.
No, not the Vive. Sorry, not the Vive. The
Oculus, right? The Rift.
No. My friend has the one by Valve. Valve's VR headset. I forgot what it's called already. The Index.
The Index. Oh, Index.
Yeah. The Index is very impressive. Very impressive VR headset. But it still has limits, just like other VR headsets. I think the future is we're gonna have to go wireless with these things, and you're gonna have to give people a better sense of their surroundings. I mean, if you spread your arms out, a grid will form to let you know where you are because you make a virtual grid around yourself, tracing. And like, have you played Half-Life, Alyx, like on a VR headset yet?
Nah, I never experienced that in VR.
Oh my god! I know everything sounds skeptical to you, but I'm a believer now. Like, holy shit!
Oh yeah, a good friend of mine. His name's Lakin Clay. He really went like when I say he went over the top with VR. He went over the top in VR. Like he buys everything. Like even that Creed game that dropped for PlayStation and that Beat Saber and all that stuff. Like he's all into that VR. Did you play Beat Saber?
I played Beat Sabers on an HTC Vive out of buddies, and I just wasn't sold on VR. Mm-hmm. Like I thought VR sucked on everything, PC, console. I thought VR is lame, and then I don't know what. Like Half-Life Alyx is just like it's built amazing for VR. Like your mind will be blown. But there is another game that's similar to Half-Life Alyx in terms of physics, and I think it's I forgot what it's called. It's a lot like Half-Life Alyx. It's another shooter, very heavy physics based, and it's fun too. But like Half-Life Alyx has me sold that VR can be much more than just a novelty. Like I'm sold.
I think VR 2 for PS5 is going to be wireless. That's what's been going around. It's going to be wireless, and
there are already wireless headsets out there.
Yeah, they're working on theirs. It's going to be
wireless.
Like
HTC has a wireless one already going, and it's just it's like, oh my god, how can you get people into this? Because it's expensive as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's expensive as fuck. And I think the
controllers are so awkward too, though. Like with the Vive and everything, they're so awkward.
I think the PSVR is really cheap and pretty affordable in my opinion. But even people think that's expensive. I'm like, really? That's a pretty affordable headset to me. And they're like, nah, that's expensive. I was like, oh. Then you don't want to hear about the price of the Vive or any of them. But I think that's the future for gaming. We got to go down that VR road. I don't see any other way. Like, the games are just so much more. I don't know. Realism is the word I want to reach for, but I would just say immersive, because that would probably be the proper word here, is immersive and not like realistic. What have you? What are your upgrade plans?
For me, obviously upgrade the card. More likely, I want to see the pricing, obviously, in the 30 series before I make this decision on whether or not just to cop the 2080 Ti or not. But more likely do that. My 8700K, I don't really think I need to upgrade anything. I'm fine with my 8700K. My water cooler, I was thinking about upgrading to NZXT second Kraken water cooler. It's the one that actually shows like the little thermostat, like it shows like a thermal on the actual thing. Plus you can you can put like GIFs and stuff on it. I wanted to do something like that. That was cool.
You put GIFs on it?
Yeah, you can put GIFs on the actual on the thing and have it like show like the GIFs on your on that other water cooler. And then also I was gonna change my fans, because right now my fan display is mostly like a white type of display. So
yeah,
it's let me see. Can I show this? Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, so my camera's not coming on. Hold on. Might have to do this in OBS. 1 second.
All right.
So if I was to show everybody my PC build, which they already seen it, but those that are new here probably want to see it. Display capture. No, video capture. Webcam. Let's put it there.
Let's see.
Okay.
Oh.
Ready? Ready to roll? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll be with you in a minute.
Okay.
Oh no, it's on. I had someone literally come in my room in the middle of me showcasing this. All right, you should be able to see me. Hopefully, you see anything? No.
No, I just see like infinite windows.
So it's infinite windows. Oh,
like infinite,
yeah. It's not showing it. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Let me switch this over to one that actually has it. Hold on. What hell is it? Is it this one that had this? Yeah, it's this one. There we go. Okay, you see my screen now?
Yeah, I see you. I see you now. Okay. There you are.
That's what it looks like. So I was like all white design. The colors and everything. Oh, I'm going full RGB with that and everything. Change that up.
Oh my lord, she's white and crystally. You should have submitted this in my Discord. I have a rate my PC section.
Oh, yeah. Send it.
You should post it there. Yeah, you'll get a lot of comments on that one. That's nice. Oh, I love it. What card is that? I can't see real quick.
That's a 970 Evo. You should into.
Oh, you got a 970 Evo. Yeah, I had a 970 for a while.
This right here, this graphics card, the current one is a 1070 Ti. This is the EX Sniper White Edition. So
okay. I thought your 970 Evo. You're talking about your SSD. Okay, I thought you were talking about your 970 graphics card.
Yeah, no,
your graphics card is a what is it?
1070 Ti.
1070 Ti. Okay.
Yeah,
and then you have
EX,
and your SSD is a 970 Evo. Yeah.
Yep.
I have a 970 Evo as well. It's a good SSD.
Yeah. So
but I'm planning to get that 7.7 one coming out from Samsung.
are you upgrading to those ones?
Yeah, the 7.7 M.2.
What's up with the Western Digital black ones? You mind like what's up with that? Like I was curious what the hell what's the difference?
No clue.
Because they're like Western Digital Black or something. They're like for console gaming showcasing that stuff off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's been fun, man.
Oh yeah, this was awesome, man.
Yeah, I gotta head out in a few minutes here. But it'd be great if we could. One last thing I wanted to talk about real quick was have you ever been on the Press Start podcast?
Once, yeah, been on there once.
Okay, I think you have. Yeah, I just remember your logo. I just remember seeing it on the Press Start podcast.
Yeah, I was on there once,
and I was like on Twitter. I remember seeing it on Twitter, and then I saw you on that Press Start. I was like, oh wow! But I think I've brought on everybody. I've been on there before. Rags was on there. Alex. Alex is. That's where Alex.
What's up with Rags? I haven't seen him upload in so long. Hope he's good. Is he good out there?
I think Rags is just doing EFAP now.
What is that?
I don't know if he. I mean, I don't know if he ever plans on uploading. I don't really ask. We're not that close.
Okay.
But yeah, but I'm thinking, based upon like his appearances on EFAP and the consistency, I'm guessing he's like just gonna be doing EFAP now because I mean they make a lot of money on those streams, so why not? You know?
I mean, yeah, he's good. He's good on the mic. He does really well on the mic.
Yeah,
I guess YouTube just probably came at him too much. You know, he had copyright stuff he had to deal with.
Yeah. I had one jackass copyright strike me. There was it was not Philip. It was David DeFranco. It's like.
Oh, dude. I know that guy. Yeah.
David DeFranco. He's an ass wipe. Yeah. But I've never really had anyone copyright strike me. Not even GameRanks copyright strike me when like my video blew up on them. Or the one on who was it? I forget his name. Daily Dose of Internet. He has a secondary channel where he does gaming stuff, and I did a video. Yeah. And then like I just remember like he just unlisted the video. I don't know. At least people. There are people out there who, at least they don't copyright strike you. They don't abuse the system. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There are people who legit have a reason to do that type of stuff, and I understand. Like for example, people who like imitate your channel, like they'll have like your logo and stuff like that. And, that's the reason. Yeah, that's understandable.
Like but most people out there, they don't maliciously go out of the way to copyright strike people. Yeah. It's just insane to me that people do it, and they do it for like years, and it goes unnoticed until like they do it to a bigger channel, and then it circulates everywhere.
Oh yeah,
like yeah. Why are you hate Persona 5? I don't hate Persona 5. Persona 5 is great.
He bought on PC, Lars. You say he got it on PC.
On an emulator. It's great. Yeah, I do. I like it. I like Persona 4 a little bit better, but overall, Persona 5 has like the better aesthetic, the better music, the better combat. Well, the combat's pretty similar, but slightly better. And I like the character, and I like the amount of characters that Persona 5 has. 4 is more close community, and 5 is, I would say, like 5 it feels a lot bigger to me than 4 does. Well, it is a bigger game, so.
Yeah, for me, I'm just going to be upgrading the whole, pretty much the whole setup. My desk is going to be bigger, and yeah, just fine tuning the stuff that I'm already good with, and just be good with that and smooth sailing. That's really it, because after today, that just really solidified what I have to say. Really, I don't have anything negative to say, because it just tells me that my instincts. When you have those gut instincts, it tells you to go for something, and you don't really follow through the first time. That just tells me to follow my gut still. So I'm just gonna follow my gut and go, from that direction, go there.
Oh, I guess. I mean, when I was I was so content and so complacent with my PC for years that I felt like I didn't need to upgrade for a while. But then the YouTube channel started getting bigger, and I was like, I was like, I might need to like upload more, but my video, like my computer takes like fucking hours to like render. And then I got this PC and like videos like rendered like super fast, and I no longer view upgrades just for gaming. Like I said, like I just view like if I'm gonna get an upgrade, it's gonna go towards like bettering the overall system, which is like a really cool thing because like when you're like have you ever rendered a 4K video?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you know what that's like.
It's, I know a lot of people say, "Oh man, 4K quality is great to upload YouTube." It is, but it is a hassle on the rig, and it's a hassle to sit there and wait for legit.
That's crazy. Yeah, Linus Tech Tips they render in 8K. They render their videos in 8K. They're fucking crazy.
They're really crazy because they're rocking multiple GPUs though with their builds with those crazy water coolers. Like they literally have so much stuff to work with. It's unreal. Like I don't know if you ever watch before we go. Do you know that guy Unbox Therapy? Lou from Unbox Therapy.
Unbox Therapy.
Yeah, his name's Unbox Therapy. Oh man, he did this crazy PC build where it was like a crazy PC build he unboxed where it was water cooled and everything, and basically it was a PC that had the PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on it. Yeah.
I've seen that video. Yeah.
And
it's like green lit.
It's
on
green,
one side,
red, blue, and it's like red and like on the center with the Switch like dots in. Blue on one side for PlayStation and green on the other.
How much was that guy?
That shit was like $3,000, $4,000.
That's actually not. That's not that much. I was actually expecting more.
How much?
Like the way that was. The way that thing was designed, I was expecting like huge prices.
I think it's higher than that. Hold on, I think I'm wrong. Hold on, Unbox Therapy. But yeah, it was probably one of the craziest PC builds. It wasn't even a true PC build, right? It was just kind of like the consoles water cooled, so they would never have any worry about temps. But again,
dude, I'm telling you, yeah, cooling is going to be key for the PS5 because the PS4 is a jet engine.
Well, that's why they're using variable frequency. It's not going to be, doing that.
Yeah. My brother loads Anthem, and he's cleaned out his PS4, all right? He cleaned it out. I showed him how to do it, and he still plays Anthem. He's like... I come out, I'm like, turn off the air conditioner. It's not that hot. Oh, that's the PS4. It's a little loud, yeah. Quite loud. My older PC was pretty loud, too. But then I switched to water cooling, and then all of a sudden... noise no longer exists.
Yeah, it's called the Every Console in a Box, the original Big O. That's the name of it. It's called the Big O. The Big O costs.
Someone says, "Oh, Blue Moon says his X has turned into one." I've never heard. Oh, really? The Xbox One X gets loud too? Yeah. My first PC was loud. Yeah, I remember it because I overclocked it until like the fan was twice going like faster and it was like louder and I was like, wow, this thing's loud. So I had to learn about noise reduction editing and Audacity. But then once I got my new PC and I started not having that noise to have to deal with anymore, editing audio was like such a breeze. I was like, wow, there's already like a bunch of things like easier about editing now. All right then. It's been fun, man. It's been fun.
This was great, man. This was really great.
It was a really good discussion.
Definitely. I had fun talking to you. Shout out to you for coming through. Everybody I know, it's Xbox Day and everybody's watching that or either cringing or clawing their eyes out of anger with that show, but you know how it is, man.
What was it? Sorry, what was that again?
Oh no, I'm saying like the Xbox show is over, but I know a lot of people are either trying to process what's going on, or some are watching other people.
I have a couple of mushrooms that I'm gonna go eat, and have a good time because I need to forget that. So, but I'm just gonna go ahead and pretend like, yeah, it didn't happen.
Whoa! Shout out to you guys, man. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Shout out to you guys. You came through.
Yeah,
you guys
thanks
make
everyone
it possible.
for joining.
Appreciate everybody who supported. Thank you guys so much. See you guys for my upload. It's going to be uploaded after this. So I'm going to get started with this as soon as we're done. As soon as we close down, I'm going to start recording the Xbox video that I promised you, my review for the Xbox showcase. All right. But thank you guys again for watching. Shout out to everybody, the new subs. I know it's a real awkward day. That's real, because y'all know I was, those who can vouch for me and heard me, I was hyped going into the show, and I left ultimately just feeling kind of down. But hey, it is what it is. We're going into a new gen. But a big shout out and big thank you to Fritanga again for coming through, man. It was awesome talking to you. Tell them where to find you, man. Where can they find you?
It was fun. All right, everyone. Everybody take care.
All right. Guys, his links to his channel is in the description below. Go ahead, give him a follow, subscribe, all that, and yeah, show him some support. Good dude. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good dude. See you guys later. What's up? You about to say something?
First time someone called me a nice guy, not an asshole. So that's cool.
All right. Well, shout out to you guys again. Appreciate you. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.